Yo, what's up with it? This your boy Noonie. This is Leo in the third house, back with another reading. This is going to be another pick a card reading. We're going to be asking the question, how does your ex see you, or how do they view you? Pretty clean, cut and dry, get to the point. We want to know how they see you and why. So I'm gonna try to do my best as always, and we're gonna get there. So thanks to all those people who like, share, subscribe, the people who comment. Yo, it's a lot of comments these days, so I'll be trying to get to all of y'all. It's a lot of y'all now, so thanks as always, because I still value y'all and I still love just getting involved with y'all. So I'm gonna try to like comment as much as I can, but I'll be having to work too, and I'll be having to take care of my daughter and take care of my plants and take care of my dog and just be out here enjoying life as well. So I'm gonna do my best, and just know I genuinely appreciate y'all, and thanks for viewing my content and just being involved. So without further ado, let's get started. This will be pile 1, this will be pile 2, this will be pile 3, this will be pile 4. All right, take your time. Hey, the story on pile 4, I'm gonna tell you when I get to pile 4, but that's about it. So pick your pile. I'm gonna get started on pile 1. Pile 1. Wait, bro. Okay, so yo, all right, so check it. The first thing that came to me was this energy of them thinking maybe you're an idiot. Maybe they feel like you made a foolish mistake. All right, so I'm getting like that you've all I get is cards of like you moving away. They did see you as someone comforting, and like you've like transformed your energy. So they see you as someone who's going through a big transformation, someone who's maybe taking or either running out of time. Maybe they feel like your relationship ran out of time, or they feel like you found somebody else, like an unexpected lover or someone else that came about. It's the energy of you like just breaking their heart and leaving them. They might have felt like they ran out of time with you. Like there's no more time, or you just don't have time for them. Or maybe you felt like you were wasting your time. There's the energy of that. But they feel like you were a fool or some type of idiot, like that wasn't the smartest idea. Or maybe you knew something that they didn't. It's kind of like you just like kind of like looked back and kind of waved them off like, hey, I'm out of here. Like you were willing to go wherever, but be there with them. So they see you as a great communicator, that you were able to communicate. They might have seen you as a little bit gossipy. You could have been a person who did a lot of talking about other people, but it seemed like they really just couldn't pinpoint your intentions as well. And that might have been what was the problem for them. It was like maybe your communication style didn't always convey what it was you truly meant. All right. Or maybe that's just how they view you. So that's pretty clear. They might have seen you as doing things behind their back. I get this impression of them like you doing things behind your back, or it was kind of hard to like touch you, or not touch you, but kind of hard to just connect with you. That's what I get. It's like a lot of misunderstanding. As well as you might have been very controlling and secretive. There was like this. All right, so now what I'm seeing is like a lot of sexual passion that they have with you, like a sexual attraction to you, but it's like a darkness, like almost like a taboo. Like you like control in a sexual aspect. So they remember that about you. You could be a Gemini, or you could be dealing with a Gemini, could be dealing with a Cancer, or you could be dealing with a Leo or a Virgo, and I got Scorpio right here. So you could be dealing with any of these signs, or it could be your sign. But they also see you as very grounding, very comforting. This one wants to come back. This one feels like they can't go on without you. It's like they don't know who they are. So this could have been a codependent relationship, because they're also feeling like you didn't share your feelings with them evenly, or share your feelings with them equally, emotionally wise. It felt like there wasn't enough give and take, or like you weren't compromising. That's what I get. It felt like you weren't willing to compromise, and instead you'd rather just drop this burden. You'd rather just get rid of it. All right, that's what they're feeling like. It's like you just transferred energy. So you might have been into the point of where you were giving to their emotion. You might be communicating with them and actually being involved in it, and then out of nowhere you might just change the energy. You might not like the way it was going. Cause I get this energy of you being more about maybe the experiences of life, or more like wanting to try something new, just wanting to be into a new experience. Like you want to just go out and explore, maybe. You know, because I got two cards of like impetuousness or recklessness, or just wanting to take a leap off a cliff. You know, what I mean? Look, boom and boom, both of these wanting to take a leap off. So you were more like, kind of could have been considered reckless to them, or you were more of like a free flowing spirit. And even here, if you look, there's hearts behind her falling. So it's more of like, you know, you were leaving hearts behind, where they might have identified you as a player. You know what I mean? And it was like you weren't really compromising, and it was like you were in a relationship, but you weren't quite in a relationship. That might have been your dynamic, but they consider you an ex. So you could have just been an ex fling, or just someone who you were just having casual sex with regularly. But it was like an ease. They seem like it's easy to be with you, and they seem that you have like a good personal power. Like you're at ease with yourself. You're comfortable with yourself. Because I see cards of like revealing, you know what I mean? Revealing, pretty much revealing your body, you know, and like form-fitting things, and just things that really fit your shape, where they're like, they can kind of imagine the other details. Um, so now they're seeing you as a person who's more like ease with themselves, you know, more relaxed, and, you know, like your heart is light. So you're probably really a loving and giving person, but you're really like really grounded. You console, you comfort people a lot, and you just give like practical advice or like steady help. You're cool, calm, collective. That's what comes up in my mind. So you have like strong personal power is what they recognize about you, and like you really do assume control. You know, and it's not in like a well, it could be in a possessive way as well, but it's kind of like, it's in a way that you don't mind. You know, it comes across as like comforting almost. Like, you know, like when you're with them, you're with them. So it's that energy of like, you're trying to control the situation, but I know that you're trying to do it for the better of us, but maybe I just don't want to be controlled, is how they might have viewed you. All right. But they do see you going through some type of transformation, and it has to do so maybe with your communication, or maybe something you're communicating, because that's coming in clear, like something else you're communicating is going in. But yeah, they just kind of see you as like a reckless person, you know, maybe a little bit tardy, or maybe punctual, like always expecting things to be at a certain time. Maybe you were impatient. You know, it's like, yeah, it's an impatient energy. You were just impatient. You wanted things to happen right now, and you'd be willing to, you know, recklessly go out into the future without, you know, thinking twice. And that probably hurt them. But they feel like, you know, they just got to give this situation up and just let it be what it be, like it's fated. You know, it's the energy of them feeling like it's fated. And it feels like they also want to communicate with you as well, and just kind of like leave it up to fate for whatever may happen. So I got visitor, which lets me know that you may receive a visit from them, or at least communication from them. You know, because somebody wants to drop the burdens. They want to compromise, but it's just like you don't like to compromise. They get the energy of you not liking to work with each other, or not wanting to things outside the way that you expect them. And then you're kind of reckless and kind of adventurous, or they don't really know how to pinpoint you, is the thing I'm getting. But yet you're controlling, or you're dominant. Not necessarily like controlling, but like you're dominant, but you're dominant for a reason, for a cause. And they like that, and that how you're at ease with yourself, and you like project your personal power with like ease and with like relaxedness. You're also grateful, because I have gratitude here, so that makes you, or maybe they were grateful to meet you, to experience you. But you know, they might notice that you're grateful, or grateful for the little things that happen, or they just might have been grateful for actually encountering you and just being in a relationship with you. You know, but they see that you're basically healing, I want to say like family patterns, and that you're basically like transforming every aspect of you. Like they've watched you grow. So this could be someone, this is definitely someone from the past. But yeah, they watching you grow. They watched you grow. You know what I mean? And it's like, it looks almost effortless, like you're just playing in the wind, pretty much. Like you're just doing your own thing. You've already released the burdens of this relationship. You're willing to just say, hey, I'm done with this. And you don't want to work a deal. You don't want to compromise, you know, but you're at peace with yourself. And there's like a comfort of like you being by yourself, but the energy of them is more like wanting to like connect. They just want to connect with you. All right, so there may be communication, or they might visit you like in the near future because time is upright. So in the near future, they might communicate with you, you know, and conversate with you. So yeah, yep. So that's what I got for pile one. I'm gonna go over here to pile two. All right, thanks for watching. This is Noonie. Pile two. So pile two. How does your ex view you? Well, they definitely see you as enlightened, and they see you as someone who can see a big. They see you as psychic. They see you as enlightened. You know, and both ways, because you got the Hangman in reverse. They got you as enlightened. They got you as like a powerful manifester because you can expect powerful change, and it's like a change in the wind. So they basically have seen you evolve, and well, I mean, that's everybody's seen you. Each ex has, you know, is a little bit different, but this one has seen you evolve, and they feel like you're psychic, like you have a deep knowing, you know what I mean, of other things. You know, it's like they feel like they were fated to meet you as well. You could be a Sagittarius. You could be, I got Sagittarius, Aries, Sagittarius, Pisces, and Aries energy, and I got Capricorn energy, as well as Sagittarius again. So you could be, or Pisces energy. So you could be any of those signs, or your ex could be any of those signs. But they see you as like a great, like a large thinker. You know, you basically don't go with what you're being told. You pretty much kind of make your mind up for yourself, as well as like a powerful manifester. It's like whatever you aim at, you hit. Is like what they, how they feel. They do kind of see you as a fighter, you know, or you were always at conflict either with yourself, because I have the Eight of Swords here. So they might have seen you as being slightly closed off, and maybe emotionally shallow, where you might have not shared yourself too much with them, because you had the sleeper as well. So you might did a lot of resting as well. But this also has to do with intuitive abilities and psychic abilities and premonitions, and just like kind of like the it's kind of like the high priestess. So they kind of might have seen you as a high priestess, or just having some type of a call power, where you basically knew what was going on, or what happens around you. You know what I mean? So maybe you were at conflict between, you know, maybe with what you want to happen, or what you expect to happen, or you guys might have did a lot of fighting. You might have had a lot of opposing views, and they might remember that about you. You know, they might view that as you as like having opposing views, you know what I mean? Or opposing ways of being. They might see you as, you know, opposed. Maybe you just don't fit into like public's mold, like society's mold, and that kind of has you at odds with yourself, because there's a way that you want to be as opposed to the way that society is. And that might be the conflictingness now, because it's almost like maybe you don't see the truth of the relationship, or they feel like you haven't seen the truth of the relationship. Like, you know, they feel like you were emotionally shallow, you weren't really sharing, or you're always in your thoughts, or always in your head. You might have been always wrapped up doing other things, or just, you know, maybe not willing to participate. But they do have this thing of you being aligned, or like being more enlightened, you know, maybe seeing things from a whole new perspective. You know, and so that's where I get with this expected change. And that might be what made you close up or clam up and, you know, box off, because you might have recognized some of the patterns they were doing that might have not been as healthy, you know, because I got release as well. I'm just noticing that release. So you had to release them because of that. You know, maybe you were doing bad financially, and you just felt like you had to get down or get yourself together. You had to nurture yourself, because maybe they weren't giving you the nurturing that you needed. And they had this energy of like, maybe they were blocking they might have felt like they were blocking your intuition, you know, because they know that you are psychic, or that you have some type of ability, but they might have felt like they were blocking your intuition. But they remember just like a change in the wind coming, and it was like you knew, or like you had this inclination, you know. But they liked your big picture, your big picture thinking, you know. Um, they definitely feel like, you know, to meet you was like meant to, like it was part of their destiny to meet you, to grow from you, to experience you. They just felt like you were just this person who really knows, but you were always at conflict with yourself, between maybe doing what you felt was right and being who you felt you needed to be, or experiencing life in a certain way outside of how you wanted to experience it. Maybe it was like family beliefs or family push pressures that were making you be that way. But I get that now you're more like enlightened and see a bigger picture for like all the life's changes or all of life's expectations. You like, I mean, all of life's experiences, like you see how they're all encompassed. Like what's the whole reasoning behind all of it? You know, so they felt like a change in the wind, like the whole situation was just changing and it wasn't quite the way that they would expected it to be, you know, but they're noticing that something about you is special, that everybody has like their own special qualities. I think that's what you came in and woken in them, is that everybody has their own specific qualities that makes them great. And you might have awoken that in them because they might have been someone who did a lot of comparing to other people, comparing themselves, comparing you to other people, and that might have been the source of this, you know, relationship ending. You know, because it was like a change in the wind, like things started falling apart, you know, things started breaking down. They were once stable, but they lost their stability. So that could have been, it could have been a loss of money where you might not, like I said, you could have been down because, you know, change of wind could be a change of stability. So you could have been down and they might have been on their way to make a move to do something else because of that. But now they're realizing like that inner critic that they seen in themselves is more so in them. And they starting to recognize that. Like, the way that they were criticizing you is the same way that they criticized themselves. And they were now able to see the bigger picture of what you taught them. So now it's like grace. They want to give you like that same grace that they learned to give to themselves and realize that you have your own special gifts and talents. And now they see you as someone different and outside of someone unique. They see you as unique, but still someone that they can, you know, like admire and respect and love. Because I see like this energy of like hugs, and even though this is a duel, it's still intimacy of getting close to each other, you know. So there's still this feeling like love and like a warm embrace. So they also see you, they view you as being courageous. I said courageous. They see you as being courageous, you know. And that's because I guess you're breaking the stereotypical mold, you know. And I'm getting here that you're usually comfortable by yourself, all right, which is outside of the duel. So you're like a sports person, someone who interacts in like a lot of physical things as well. Or whenever you're in relationships, maybe you're a little contentious because you're used to being by yourself. You know, that could have been as well. But I get that you're not afraid to be different or make mistakes. And they see you as courageous for that. Like you're not afraid to just get out and, you know, take a chance, you know. You're willing to go with the flow of the wind. Like when a change comes, you don't mind going with it. You understand there's a bigger picture to it. So you go with it. And that's probably why they felt like you were psychic or very intuitive. You know, but they just seen that you two had opposing views where you guys weren't really matching with the way that you seen the world, weren't matching with the ideas or the ways that you guys wanted to be loved. And it's like you had a deeper knowing and a deeper premonition of what to do for this situation. So you just changed the course of this whole situation and just looked at the bigger picture and released it. You know, you just looked at it from a whole nother view, flipped the screen, you know, I'm reading like flip the switch and basically said, hey, I'm done. That was it. We were fated to meet. We had our time. And now on to the next move. And that's the energy I was reading here. Yeah. So I get that they see you as, yeah, not afraid to be yourself. That's really it. They see you as like a blunt, straightforward talker. You know what I mean? Having some type of psychic ability, having some type of deep knowing, willing to like break down things that aren't stable or just kind of like allow things to just flow past you or go past you. Just go with the change of the wind. When things are changing, when things aren't the same, you're okay going with it. Like, hey, I'll just go with it. You know what I mean? It's like you've been enlightened now. You got some wisdom. They see you as being wisdom. Well, they see you as like, all right, so this is, they see you as being wise, but not wiser than them. That's the energy I get. You see you as being wise, but not wiser than them. Even though you have this expansive imagination, this expansive vision. I get visionary, like you have visionary like qualities. You know what I mean? You might get visions, you know, or you do a lot of dream meditation, dream visualizations. Wow, what's going on? So you might have trouble like speaking or really like getting it out. Maybe you might be socially awkward, you know, because you are here always alone. So you could be socially awkward as well. Communicating with others may not be your thing. You might usually be trapped more in your head. So they probably view you as someone who doesn't go out of their way to communicate with other people. So that's what makes you kind of emotionally shallow. Yeah, but you're very strong in your emotions. Like you have transformative emotions, you know, as well as some type of sense of pride and like aggression. They get this aggressiveness from you. You know what I mean? You could be feminine, you could be masculine, but they get a sense of like aggression from you. All right? Intention. Mm-hmm. But they remember you being able to give them like a sacred space where they can kind of like unfold their worries and their fears and just kind of like be them. That's it. Like I get this energy of like vulnerability that they still remember. Vulnerability, you know, outside of you, not really like. So it's weird. So maybe at certain times you picked and choose, or maybe because whenever you guys will argue, you might close up and not communicate, you know, and then now it seems like you're being shallow or like you're not really getting to the deeper issues. That might be what goes on when you guys argue. Then you kind of close up and you get like you don't share your emotions as much. Now it feels like the emotions aren't that deep. And that might have been what they remember with you. If we have a disagreement, you're gonna close up. Yep. But yeah, they do see you as just being someone who's comfortable alone, like alone or comfortable being themselves, you know, who has like a great vision, great expansive thoughts and great expansive premonitions of what's going to happen and what's going on. Like you have a great deep knowing. I got 2, 3 cards of like 4 cards of like knowing, of having a knowing or having an understanding of being able to see things from another perspective, you know, as well as a sign of fate here. So yeah, they definitely see you as some type of heavenly person, you know, a powerful person, a powerful presence for sure. Yep. So pile 2, that's what I got. Thanks for watching. I'm about to go over here to pile 3 and see what's up with it. Pile 3. Somebody be gossiping about you because my nose started itching. So they probably still talking about you right now. Good grief. All right, so they probably talking about you right now. All right. So they do see you as an inspiration. They get you as very close to achieving some type of goal, you know, and needing to continue through, like continue to push through. They also kind of see you as someone who they remember you as settling for less than, you know what I mean? But somehow, or maybe you were like into things that were kind of like hidden. You know, you might have grew up in a where you had to fight to survive or had like a survival mode. They might have seen you as still in survival mode, you know, where you might have soldiers. They feel like you'll sell your soul or sell your body for, you know, the richness or for wealth, you know, because you also have Fortuna right next to Freya, which is a person who basically would settle or sell themselves into slavery or into bondage for physical wealth and for like physical manifestations of the earth, you know. She would do whatever she could to get what she wanted. That's pretty much what it was. But they do see you as a great talker, a great speaker, because you have Gemini energy here. The answers you need are coming. So that means that they may want to have a communication with you as well. Could be dealing with a Gemini, could be dealing with an Aquarius, could be dealing with a Leo, could be dealing with a Libra, or I have a little bit of Capricorn Virgo energy, but not a whole lot. All right. But they see you as flexible, you know, basically able to like stand in like, I want to say that on your own, but like people notice it. They notice the way that you might adhere to other people sometimes. They might see you as like knowing when to be submissive or knowing when to be dominant. But when you're dominant, you're usually like on your own when you do it. Like, you know how to take, I want to say take the lead for yourself. Because I don't really see too many cards of you doing with other people or doing things with too many other people. It's just the energy of like outside of you settling for less just to get fortune or just to get riches or to get some type of finances. They see you as like regally, you know what I mean? They see you as like a motherly figure as well as fair and balanced. But they do see you as a person who's more like cutthroat for the things that you create. So like if it's yours, it's yours. You know what I mean? Because you also have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, which is a stingy woman. You know, she doesn't always, she has the pentacles, but she may not want to share it with you. You know what I mean? And you might be kind of healing, you know, because usually selfishness comes from people taking advantage of you or you just not creating the right boundaries. So you feel selfish. You know what I mean? And or you're appeared at as selfish. And it's only because you didn't create the right boundaries, you know, with other people for them not to be taking more than what you want to give. But it's okay. We've all experienced it. That's how we're learning. So don't guilt yourself. This isn't one of those lessons of that. They also kind of see you as promiscuous. some form of like promiscuous, like childish with your feelings, not really open to like expressing your emotions, or when you do express them, it's kind of like in a form to like get your way as a kid, like childish. You know, they see you kind of like spoiled or just doing whatever to get your way, you know, and then they feel like you'll defend whatever it is that you get, you know, kind of like a spoiled bratty child, but you're selfish. But somehow they see you as being like flexible. So maybe they feel like either you bend people to their will or like they can bend you to their will. You know, like you might bend to their will sometimes. But they see you as being like promiscuous and childish and stingy, you know, and is like maybe irresponsible, not quite like having your stuff together, you know, maybe unstable as well. You might be lacking the nurturing abilities that they were hoping for. You know, it's like you had the skill to be so. They see you as having the ability to be so, but they also see you as not exercising it. You know what I mean? Or they might see you as being overindulgent because they feel like you're very materialistic. That's the energy I get. Like you're willing to give a lot to get what it is that you want. Like you're willing to give up, you know, your body. You're willing to give up, you know, your self-respect, or you're willing to give up who you are, you know, in exchange for fortune or for fame. All right. But they do see you as heading, I guess, getting close to where you wanted to go anyway. You know, they see as what you're looking for coming close to a conclusion. But they see you able to like understand complex ideas, complex theories, and a good communicator. You know what I mean? They might kind of see you as kind of like maybe on an island to yourself, maybe you and one close friend. It's more of an energy of like you just being with other people. Well, you're being with one other person, not other people, one other person. You know what I mean? This might be your confidant who you share a lot of your secrets with, a lot of thoughts. So they might have viewed you as someone who's usually by themselves, except for this one friend who they communicate with. But they see you still as a great communicator, like very understanding of complex ideas, complex thoughts, able to to think of complex things or more than one thing at one time. They do get you as somehow being fair in a sense, maybe more fair with your emotions. You know what I mean? But it's like a sense of modesty, but selfish. You know, or really holding on to your pennies or holding on to your coins. But they also see you like this is really confusing. You must have. I would have left them too if they were really this confusing as well. You know what I mean? Because this is really confusing. Like, why would you be that way? But you know, everybody got their own thing. So they do see you as really judgmental. All right. They see you as really judgmental and like having fear-based, like you're worried how others will see you, how others will look at you in public. They see you as really judging on other people about how they are, how they present themselves. But they do see that you have a sense of like self-awareness, and like you are aware of who you are, because you're like in all these pictures you're in very nice clothes. So it's like you pretty much make sure that you're dressed to the T and you don't slack. And they see that about you. They see that you have a lot of self-awareness about yourself. They just see you as a bit vain, all right? But they see you as a powerful creator. That's dope. They definitely see that. You know, and maybe with you, they might have felt like they just weren't getting what they want. That's what I really get. I pick up an energy of them feeling like they just weren't getting what they want. They seen how you could be flexible. They seen how you can communicate. They seen how you're very close to achieving your goal, but they just felt like you were very materialistic and willing to sell your soul for fortune or for recognition or for some type of power in the physical realm. They seen you was able to be abundant, but they seen you was like willing to defend your stuff like too tightly, like you hold on too tight to things and you weren't willing to share or give to them or be nurturing in the way that they needed. You weren't very motherly to them. And they seen you as being slightly promiscuous, you know what I mean? Or just very unemotionally involved when it came to expressing your feelings. Um, so they also do see you as an inspiration. That's good. They see you as an inspiration. They see you finding purpose in your strength, and they've seen how maybe it's just this is how it's changed your life. Like it's actually worked out for you to get you some pinnacles. You know, they definitely see you as someone who's building a strong structure, and you're kind of restrictive though. So they see you as like somehow they see you as being flexible, maybe with the way that you communicate and with your feelings is probably how you're flexible, but they see you as more like restricted, like the way you are is as self, like you're too focused on how others are seeing you or of having some type of status, you know, like you're just willing to do so much for status in their mind, you know, as well as like, you know, sleeping around and being selfish and not giving up your time and energy. You know, they really just felt like you had the potential to do so, you just weren't doing it. You know, so that's what they really feel like. They feel like you're close to achieving your goal of getting what you want, but they just weren't able to get what they wanted. You know, so they do see like you're following your purpose, like you're going towards your purpose, like you have a way, you know, like you're figuring it all out. Hmm. No, but they see you as someone who's definitely comfortable by themselves, but a bit selfish, a bit stingy, you know, but definitely a person who can, you know, be more loving and giving and more nurturing, but you just weren't doing so. And that's what they've seen about you. All right. So pile 3, that's what I got. I'm about to slide over here to pile 4 and see what's shaking and baking with them. All right. Thanks for watching. Pile 4. Hey, so look, the funny story with pile 4, right? So pile 4, originally I had this sage on here. So I took the sage off and I put this Amazonite on it, right? And I don't know why I did it. I just felt like I already did a sage, so I wanted to do something new. So I don't know, that might be something part of what's going on with y'all, but you know, I just wanted to put that out there. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so your ex could be a Libra, a Leo, a Taurus, an Aries, a Libra, or a Scorpio, or a Virgo, or an Aquarius. So those are energies I'm seeing, or you could be any of those signs, but that's pretty much the energy I'm seeing right here. So this is what they say. So this ex views you as being very resilient and not wanting to work this situation out. They see you as already finding another opportunities elsewhere, all right, with the door. It's like you are more optimistic about a whole nother opportunity. They see you as a bit prideful, with don't let pride get in your way. They definitely see you prideful, but they somehow they see this as a betrayal. You might be dealing with a Leo, you know, or someone of a lot of confidence and a lot of ego. But they see you as like having some type of conflict and you not wanting to fix the situation. They see y'all as like at a conflict and you don't want to fix the situation. And they feel like the energy is gaining momentum of you letting go of this pattern or this cycle. So this might be someone who you were just dealing with just recently. Like you're about to like probably get rid of them because they see this as a sense of betrayal. You know, something about your house or something about maybe you kicked them out or you made them leave, you know, because there's the energy of a house with a door. So like, you know, 2 cards right next to it, palace and door. You know what I mean? Like, hey, see yourself out. So you might have kicked them out, you know what I mean? Or just went on another direction, you know, went on another another location, or you guys might live at a distance from each other. So they might be thinking about how far you might be from them. But they see you as some type of a betrayer, some type of person who might have like backstabbed them or did something to them that hurt them. You know, you might have been like vindictive or a bit like revengeful. They also see you though as someone who's abundant though, you know, definitely like kind of flashy, you know, but not like over the top. Just like you like to have nice stuff. So maybe your house might be draped up. You might have plants, you know, you might have plants, you know, nice foods. They see you as like a nice foods, like opulence, you know, nice clothes, nice materials, nice aesthetics. You know, they see you as that. They also see you as pretty pleasant. You know, they kind of, I get that anytime I see like little kids together, I always think of like soulmates. So they might feel like you guys were like soulmates and like you guys were kind of compatible, but you just don't want to work this situation out. You don't want to fix this situation. And they feel like the energy, the momentum is moving like away from them. Like this is about to end. There might not ever be a chance again. You know, he might be closing or she might be closing the door on me. You know, there's some type of resilience. Like you're very strong in their mind. What they want to do is they want to control, but they don't know exactly how to go about it. You know, and that's the issue. They want to fix it, but they don't know exactly how to fix it. And what it's coming from is them having feelings that they suppressed for a very long time, feelings that they wanted to say to you and they wanted to communicate to you, but they just have a lot of pride as well. You know, and so they're not able to get into it, and that's probably what was holding them back. They thinking of betrayal, either a betrayal that they did or a betrayal that you did, but that's what's really on their mind, is some type of betrayal, something at a house, you know, something like at a house or like at a restaurant, you know. And then there's this energy of them like not wanting to look at themselves. They see you as someone who also maybe likes to spend time alone, but really doesn't like to look at what they've done. You know, they see you as not seeing anything as like not being open to what's going on with you. Like you're patient, but you don't want to look at what you need to heal. You know, because you got the Hermit in reverse and the Star in reverse. So you don't want to look at what you want to heal. This is how they're viewing you. They're viewing you as you not looking at what you need to heal. All right. But they do see you as peaceful and calm and relaxed with your thoughts. You know, but they just see that you don't want to work on this situation. Like you don't want to fix this. You don't want to mend this. You don't want to do any type of thing. But they do see you as patient. But I think it's more so like you're waiting for a new start for yourself. You're kind of unimpressed with what's already manifested or what's already happened. And you're waiting for some other fruit to bear. You know, you're waiting for something else to pop out, something else to show you a little bit of, a little bit of growth, because this wasn't it for you. You know, but they definitely see you as someone who's they do see you as someone who kind of was in your head a little bit. You know, maybe you're overthinking this situation, and maybe and that's probably why they were able to kind of keep the cycle going. They were hoping that the cycle would keep going with you guys, like this wouldn't end. They didn't really want this to end, but you know, you pretty much took the new opportunity to move on. You know, you're like, hey, I'm gone, holla. You know what I mean? One of those things. It's like you're going with the change of life, the current of life. You know what I mean? It's going to take you even closer where you're meant to be. So they see you as really getting where you need to be. You know, you might be going through a conflicting energy right now, but they see that you're picking up momentum in some direction, maybe with your ego, maybe with your pride. Maybe you're gaining more confidence. Maybe they're noticing that. You know, and that's probably why they're understanding that this cycle is ending, because maybe before you weren't as confident about yourself. You weren't really assured of yourself, you know, but you were very patient. You were very resilient. You've seen potential and who you could be, and maybe you started actually putting the effort and like breaking ground on that. And they see you as very resilient, very resilient. So you might have just surrendered this connection, and that's probably what it was all about. They seen you as taking another opportunity. You didn't want to fix the conflict. You don't want to work on this. You got motivated and started encouraging yourself and speaking your truth. You know, that's what it is. They see you as someone who's very encouraging, someone who speaks their truth. You know, your throat chakra works with them. You know, or at least you're working at it. They see you as working at it, like really putting at it. You know, maybe in the past you might have been where you didn't really know what to do or how to start with it, but you figured it out. And maybe they see you as like a motivational speaker or someone who's very, very resilient. All right. They see you as wise as well with the Hermit, you know, but they just kind of see you as not really looking at yourself when it comes to the wrong that you did in this conflict or in this relationship. They feel like you're not acknowledging, you know, what you did. You know, so that could be them, you know. But it's like you're not worried about anything. You know, you've already made your decision. You walked out that door. You're like, hey, I'm good. Or you kicked them out the door, one or the other. But you know, they were like suppressing emotions that they hadn't shared with you. And they want them to be like acknowledged. They felt like there were some things that you didn't say as well that you wanted to acknowledge. You know, there was the energy of that, as well as just this need to control. Either they seen you as controlling, or maybe they wanted to control it so that this doesn't end. This is like a, it might, because it could have been both, because I'm seeing, like I said, whenever I see like the cards that look like soulmates, I always think of mirrors. So like if you were one way, then they were that way too. You know what I mean? So they might have seen you as like their complete opposite, you know, where you guys are like different sides of the spectrum, but similar. You know what I mean? But it's just the energy of you having like a really nice home, really comforting home. You having maybe fruits, plants, trees, you know, maybe birds, like a lot of wildlife around, or a lot of natural things, a lot of like just sensuality, you know, like soft colors, you know, maybe cheetah print, maybe, you know, incense burning. Like you really just like touched all the senses in the house. Good food, you touched all the senses, very Taurian energy. So you could have been a Tauran, you know. The name Tori came up too, so I was thinking about that. So it could have been that, right? But I think that's about it. I'm just feeling that they see that they feel like you need to heal now, or that that's what you're focusing on. That might be it. But like you're spending time alone to heal and work through these. And they feel like you're getting a new start. Or they also see you as a star. Somehow they see you as a star. Because you're very motivational, you're very resilient, and whatever it is that you're working on, they feel like it's gaining momentum, it's getting your pride, or it's getting your ego up, it's giving you more confidence, it's making you be seen. You know, and they feel like you've already left them, like you've already taken another opportunity elsewhere. And they just see you at peace with yourself, you know? They see you as a manifester and actually getting like being in like divine timing, pretty much, like being right on time, right on point where you need to be, as well as they see you building a community, because I see a 3 right here, so they see you building a community or building something and being patient with it, being steady and being practical with it. And they see you doing that. They just see you as very resilient and, you know, somewhat spiritual and very wise, you know, as well as getting a brand new start. And they see you as, you know, having high hopes, high aspirations, you know, like really expecting more out of yourself than maybe normal. Yeah, but they just kind of felt like this might have been a cycle that was kind of up and down and up and down. It was like it had a lot of emotional highs and lows, is the energy I get. And it's kind of like it's fading away right now. And that's what they're seeing it as. They're conflicted because they want to fix this, but they kind of feel like the energy is like too far gone. Like this is already fading away, you know what I mean? And so they're kind of depressed about it and a little bit in their head. And they were hoping that y'all guys would keep this going and be able to get this started again. You know, so let me read these signs one more time to you. So you got Leo, you got Aries, you got Taurus, you got Libra, you got Virgo, you got Scorpio, you got Aquarius, and you got Virgo. But they just see you like taking your power now, taking your own personal power back. They see you as that person, y'all. Okay. So that's what I got. Pile 4. Thanks for watching, y'all. You know, I appreciate y'all who be here getting involved. I'll be back again with another one. I might do it tonight. Depends what time I get off of work. If it pan out like I would like it to, then I will. If I be a little too late, I'm going to sleep. You know what I mean? But then I'll record in the morning because, you know, we having fun. All right? Okay, y'all. Thanks for watching. I'm going to catch up with y'all maybe later on or tomorrow at least. All right, peace.